double duty. He was on the sidelines for both games. He was in Philadelphia, and then he drove to Pittsburgh, I believe, for the game there where he was working for Westwood One. So Ross Tucker will join us in the final hour of the show. 877-3DP Show, your best and worst of the weekend. Those calls always welcome. This is how it sounded as Case Keenum finds Stefon Diggs. The voice is Paull Allen of KFAN in Minneapolis.
10 seconds to go. 24-23 Saints. Vikings at their own 39. It's third down. Three receivers right, Thielen left. Marshawn Lattimore 12 yards from Adam. Case on a deep drop. Steps up in the pocket. He'll fire to the right side. Caught by Diggs. Stay oh my God! Oh my God! 30! No! 10! Touchdown! Are you kidding me? It's a Minneapolis Miracle! Stefon Diggs and the Minnesota Vikings have walked off on the New Orleans Saints. It's a 61-yard Minneapolis Miracle. Are you kidding me? Look at these Vikings coaches. Yes! Let's go to Philadelphia.
Paul, when it's your year, it's your year. That's all I got to say. Stefon Diggs, what an unbelievable play.
It's going to be 48 and Grizzly, and we're bringing a purple rain.
Paull Allen, KFAN, longtime voice for the Vikings, been calling games for 16 years now, just like he was scripted, Paul, right? Calm under fire.
DP, my best of the week was that moment. My worst of the week was when we led 17-0, had a missed field goal in front of halftime. Came out of halftime with the ball, chewed the clock. Keenum looked very good. Then things started to go pear-shaped. Here come the Saints with the Hall of Famer to be at quarterback, and they took the lead. That was the worst of the weekend, but the best was the Minneapolis Miracle.
Set this up for people to understand from a play-by-play point of view, because you're very businesslike to start. Almost resigned. It feels like you're resigned to the fact that we got 10 seconds left, and I don't know, maybe we get a field goal last second, but it feels like we're going to lose, and we should have won this game, and here we go with more postseason heartache. What were you thinking?
From my standpoint, I mean, I've done it 16 years. We've had some big moments, like 03 at Sun Devil Stadium, 2009 NFC title game, 2015, Blair Walsh misses a 27-yard kick. And for me, I mean, I script scene setters for early in the game, but I don't script anything for late in the game. And I'm thinking, where do we need to get to give Kai Forbath a fair chance to walk off a winner? And his career long was with the New Orleans Saints in 2012 at Houston, 57 yards. So I'm fixated on getting to the 40 with an opportunity to give him at least a 57-yard try. And, then when that transpires and you got the rookie safety Marcus Williams, who had a fantastic year with 4 picks, he does what he does, and he runs into his teammate Ken Crawley. And, the play, from what I understand, to Diggs was designed for him to catch it and go out of bounds. But when he looked ahead, Dan, and there was nobody in front of him, and he just galloped into the end zone, and we won. I mean, it's unbelievable. And, Radio 101, man, you're the best in the business. You know that there are certain situations that pop up for which you just cannot plan, and that was one of them.
The expectations starting this game are what?
The expectations starting the Eagles game?
No, this game against New Orleans. How did you think this was going to play out?
I thought the Vikings absolutely would win. I was flabbergasted when the best defense in the NFL, giving up 12 points a game at home, was being shredded by Breeze in the offense. And that's with a lot of respect for New Orleans, one of the great offenses in the last decade of football for sure. I mean, so cocksure. They're on a 3rd and 1. They do a double pass with Willie Snead, Alvin Kamara, who blew by our guys like they were tied to posts. And it was inches from working. I mean, the fortitude to try that play, are you kidding me? And it almost worked. So this is a very high-end offensive operation. The Vikings defense is equally high-end. And the expectation into the game was that the Vikings were going to grind out a victory predicated on defense. Funny, along the way they won it on offense.
But when the Saints took the lead, I texted the Danettes when the Saints weren't even leading yet. And I said, how is New Orleans still in this game? And then all of a sudden they take the lead. What was that feeling like in the building?
Well, the emotional twist of the game, I mean, outside of like New England against Tennessee, so infrequently do teams dominate from the first second all the way to the end of the game, specifically in the divisional round of the playoffs. So, I mean, we're kicking the bleep out of them up 17-0. The Vikings' third down defense is 25%. That's historically maybe the best in the history of the NFL. And Breeze had a 0 passer rating at the end of the first quarter. That's Drew Brees. So it was working exactly the way I thought it was going to work, or I hoped it would work. And then here they come, like that well-oiled offensive machine Sean Payton runs. And we were taking haymakers. And then Lutz hits the kick. The most underrated play of the game, Dan, was before Will Lutz hit that 43-yarder to give them the lead. It's 3rd and 1. They run Kamara up the middle. And Brian Robinson and backup safety Anthony Harris stopped him. If they get that first down, the game's over. Because Lutz isn't going to miss, and we're never going to get the ball back.
He's Paull Allen, the longtime voice for the Minnesota Vikings on KFAN in Minneapolis. 16 years he's been calling and joining us on the Dan Patrick Show. Now you go into Philadelphia. You got to. At what point do you think Mike Zimmer says, "All right, now let's leave this behind. We got to think about Philadelphia"? Is he going to let them enjoy it today, or is it ended last night?
I think that's the A topic into the week. And, they're going to get together. They're starting to get together now. They'll rewatch the game. Mike will have his press conference at 2 o'clock Central. And then the cliched NFL 24-hour rule is in play. I mean, seriously, you can't believe what we experienced at the end of the Saints game is the end of the road. I mean, there may not be a level of excitement experienced until you hoist the Lombardi greater than what Stefon Diggs pulled off yesterday, but there is a bigger prize. And the Super Bowl being in Minneapolis, now you got to go to Philadelphia. The crowd's going to be against you. The Vikings had the crowd on their side yesterday. And, I look back to when the Titans pulled off the Music City Miracle and Flacco and I think Jacoby Jones got over the top on the Broncos in the playoffs. Those teams not only came back off that emotion to win the next week, they both went to the Super Bowl. So that's not a guarantee the 2017 Vikings get to the Super Bowl, but you can come back from moments like this.
Case Keenum looked like Jim Valvano when he won the national championship, when he's just looking for somebody to hug. What has he meant to this team?
He was a godsend. I mean, seriously, when I saw Case in the offseason, I thought it was nondescript. He was in a training camp battle just to win the backup job. Bradford becomes the NFC Offensive Player of the Week against New Orleans, then he's gone. And Case came in and saved the season. And in my 16 years of calling Vikings football, the way quarterbacks coach Kevin Stefanski and offensive coordinator Pat Shurmur helped Case navigate the entire season and stay within himself and stay within his proverbial lane and do it the right way. It's been a masterpiece. And he had an interception yesterday where he got a little out of body, and he threw 2 at FedEx Field that put Washington back in the game, and he was chastised for that by the head coach Mike Zimmer middle of the season, and he learned from it, and he's better for it, and his pass to Diggs was perfect, and we walked off winners.
Is Mike Zimmer allowed to smile?
I mean, he's a grouchy-going individual as it is. Mike's not going to be the guy today at the facility walking around hugging people. I know he's extremely prideful in this football team. When we went to the NFC title game in 2009 with Brad Childress, the identity of the team was Brett Favre, and you had Adrian Peterson, Percy Harvin, Sidney Rice, Jared Allen, Antoine Winfield. You had some big personalities on that team. This is not that kind of a team. This is a team with boyish charm. This is a very young team constructed in impeccable fashion by the general manager, Rick Spielman, and it complements each other in a way I've never seen a Vikings team in my decade and a half working with this team.
Paull, it was a lot of fun listening, and good luck against the Eagles, and we'll see you in Minneapolis.
DP, thanks for the run. Have a good day.
All right, Paull Allen, KFAN, 16 years calling Viking games. We'll come back. We got our play